Okay, so we're going to try to convince these guys to go and join the other place, and then we're going to talk to Adelaide. But we also just unlocked our second slot here, and our first one holds our Adreno for our healing. Our second one can hold a couple of things. Now, I was taking a look in here, and I'm like, what's going to be the best? I was sorting by value. So this is our cheapest stuff. The 200% natural health regen lasts 2 minutes, which isn't bad. That doubles our health regen to, I think, like 4. But if we sort by value, we also have movement speed and melee weapon attack speed. We've got harmful status effect durations by -50. This one looks cool. Companion ability cooldown, -50%. But then there was also this. Tactical time dilation recharge rate increased by 50%. And because we already have this perk, that makes it, like, I think pretty strong. So we're going to try this and see how it works. And now every time we use this thing also is going to trigger. And we can use the slowdown a little bit more often. So we'll experiment in here and try out some different things as we go, but that seems okay so far. Let's see if these guys want to talk at all.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
I know, Thomas. Hey, I do have another data pad.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
The elusive part 3, actually.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there?
Sure did.
Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
She's not lying.
2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
The deserters are now revering. So this is something that we haven't really gotten into in terms of reputation. So deserters, revering, we're super positive with them. Friendly to this faction, vendor prices are reduced. Spacer's choice, we're friendly. That's fine. Some of this is going to be negative because of what's about to go down, I would imagine.
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
I guess we're going to talk to her then. She's not going to be happy. Ugh.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve.
I know, it was a hard choice for me,
I
honestly.
do this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me.
Oh no.
Why did you do it?
Please give me a dumb option. Yes! I don't know. I just like to press buttons, Adelaide. I'm so sorry.
Are you really this moronical, or are you just putting on airs? Listen here, Hullhead. I'm only gonna say this once.
Oh, man.
Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Oh. Why don't, like, what if I deal with Reed for you? You don't have to be stubborn. Everybody just lives happily ever after.
You offering to cross Reed off?
No!
Huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
I didn't mean it like that.
Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can.
What?
He and I are not sharing the same 4 walls together.
Whoa, interesting. That's not what I was expecting. Okay. Okay, maybe this is a way of doing everything, because in Edgewater I was concerned about the people. I don't like Reed. If I can get rid of Reed. Then Sheik? Okay. This is cool. I might need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me. And I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses.
Oh,
I've
that's
been
her
grinding 'em
special
up in my
fertilizer.
fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
So wouldn't this... How does this go against, like, having to buy the graves and stuff? You think that's going to convince him to step down?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town.
Whoa.
Those are my terms.
Okay, we have options. Guess I'm going to take this. Yikes. So, remove Reed from Edgewater. She refuses to return unless Reed's out of the picture. Her people will follow her back to town if she returns. We may have more luck convincing some of the other deserters. In particular, she suggests you speak to Grace or Thomas, as the others will listen to them. Okay.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
I'm pretty sure with Thomas, I could just be like, hey, Parvati's going back. You want to go? I think you need to go back to Edgewater, man.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So, don't work at the cannery. Learn from these books and be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer.
There you go.
And I'm on my way to becoming one.
Damn right.
I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox.
Absolutely, Thomas.
It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and I'm as good as dead to her.
Ever heard of just being your own man, Thomas? Why do you say that?
Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates everything Edgewater stands for, hates what that town does to people, what it did to her. We're the nearest she's got to kin. We go back to Edgewater, we may as well have stuck a knife in her heart.
Okay, Thomas, I have a plan. I have a plan.
You know where to find me.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
No problem. Have you considered going back to Edgewater?
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
You're right. Thomas told me the same thing, honestly.
Edgewater's not just a town to Adelaide. It's a symbol of everything that's wrong with this colony. A big, heartless machine of metal and gears grinding workers down to dust. We're the closest thing Adelaide's got to a family. We go back to Edgewater, she's gonna feel betrayed.
All right, tell you what. I'm going to try to talk to Reed into stepping down.
Sure, suit yourself.
Then you guys take over. This is, okay. I wasn't expecting it to go this path. I'm happy that it is, however. What is this sitting out here? Oh, a vending machine. Okay, cool. Now, there's this small cave. So, we're gonna go there on the way home. Man, our planning is really good right now. Or I should say, on our way back to Edgewater. We'll look for this thing, the illustrated manual. Oh, yeah, right. This is for the Vicar. somebody else had it, and then they had to hide it in this cave. Then we'll talk to Reed, and we'll see about making this happen, but... Lovely little community center. Oh, damn! I didn't realize anything was here! Oh, no!
Here I go!
I'm pretty sure Parvati blocking that door is not great. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling that recharge time. I'm encumbered. My carry weight's displayed, yeah. So, we have a ton of stuff that we need to sell, that's for sure. And or just break down into parts, so it's not really a huge issue. But I imagine we can't, yeah, okay, so we can't run when we're encumbered. Not surprised.
Easy.
Man, I'm really feeling those medical slot unlocks. I think that'll be super cool, but it's gonna take a lot of skill points to get into it. Because if you're getting not just healing, but 3 additional benefits every time you heal, that's pretty amazing.
Wish I could do that.
I know you do. Stick with me, kid. I'll teach you. Okay. Let's see. Anything better in here? I don't think so. So this can pretty much all go. I'm just looking at their values. I actually think that it makes sense to break these down. And then in here, like, we have tons of stuff. We could sell and become rich. I'm gonna add a bunch of these to junk. Let's sort them by value. And then we'll go decreasing. And we're gonna sell a bunch of these things off. Not all of them, because some of them we're gonna break down. Now I wonder if I break this down, it's gonna give me 3 weapon parts. But if I look in my junk, and let's say that we remove this from junk, and we break this down, it's also 3 weapon parts. So realistically, what I should be doing is selling the higher end stuff. And let's sort by value here. And then these ones, let's go the other way. Any of these weapons we remove. And we break these down. You can see here, it's a pretty big jump. So going from 6 to 14 for value, but as far as I can tell, I don't see a way of, like, breaking down everything. Breakdown bonus, weapon parts times 4. Okay. Okay, Okay, well, that'll help. So now we're not over encumbered anymore. And we have a bunch of stuff marked as junk that we can sell. Oh, I knew I jumped too far.
Sure. I'll fix you right up.
Nice.
Right there. Down they go.
You really do feel the benefits of charging. Like, you deal way more damage. I'm hoping to get to the point where we can have, like, a super long range rifle that can shoot a little faster, that... Transport wreckage. It could maybe shoot a little faster with, like, way more damage output. So I could snipe somebody from a distance and just, like, pick them off. You found an entrance to the river mentioned in the collector's note. The book must lie somewhere within. It's booby-trapped. Makes sense. Hello. This looks pretty, like... pretty intense, but it's still fairly basic.
You're fast.
Thank you. Model spaceships. 2x scope. That's what I want. What else is in here, though? Does it just go all the way through? Also, can I read these things? Found the journal of Bakonu, returned to Vicar. It'd be really cool if we could read those. Uh-oh.
Gone quiet.
Oh, Jesus. That's amazing. We actually owned it. Oh, shit. Whoa.
One.
A full charge kills it. I couldn't quite catch what level this thing was, but level 3, okay.
That's smart. That's the last of them.
I think the ones by our ship were way stronger. All right, so while we're back in town, there's a couple of things that we actually need to do. We need to return to the Vicar to return this book. We need to return that medicine. We're gonna sell our stuff here. Sell all of our junk. So, okay, so these things that are locked behind this are mag picks and bypass shunts.
We can handle it.
I'm hoping that...
Nice one.
I can't believe they fight back. I'm hoping that if we do decide to keep leveling that skill up, that there's better things that unlock in there. Hey, let's hack this. Second story balcony door. Sure. Messages. To Thompson. Just want to check up the new Saltuna Light project. I've been brainstorming some new taglines for the product line. This is from Gibbs in the marketing division. I think some of them will really catch our customers' attention. Dear Lawrence, appreciate your hard work on behalf of the beloved brand Saltuna. I've just received a response from corporate. They're not interested in your idea of a light version of the Saltuna brand because we'd rather not compete with ourselves, but they are interested in the idea of a lighter Saltuna. Effective immediately, we've been instructed to use heavier weighted cans so we can pack them with less Saltuna, hereby saving bits to every can. This is exactly the kind of breakthrough our cannery needs. In fact, our logistics department has just confirmed my request to have you transferred from the marketing division to the cannery. Could you imagine, Lawrence? You'll be rubbing elbows with your fellow workers on the canning line, filling each slightly heavier can with slightly less Saltuna, hour after hour, day after day. This is a great and tremendous honor for you and for me. Effective immediately, your position in our marketing division has been terminated. I expect you to report to our foreman tomorrow morning. Your uniform will be deducted from your pay. Okay. Personal files. Ideal for Saltuna taglines. Melts in your fork, not in your mouth. Less fat with some Saltuna flavor. It's brine time. Now with the satisfying crunch of cartilage. Can't spell Saltuna without salt. Also can't spell Saltuna without ants. Potential to market towards families. Yes. Leading scientists say it's still food. Saltuna will thank you. Warning may cause auditory hallucinations. We'll add more later. Jesus. Well. What was up here? So this thing was locked, it sounds like. Thank you. Man, I just love that there's like... there's just stuff everywhere. In a good way, too. Like, it really feels like if you go out and you spend the time to explore, you're just going to get rewarded. Alright, so we have to return this to Vicar, which we will. We have to turn in the medicine. And I think I'm just going to give this to Abernathy. That Esther girl did confront us, but I'm going to try Abernathy. We have to find the 3 volumes, which is in the town. We have to return to Ludwig on the landing pad to give him that logic module. And I think we should probably do all of these before we talk to Reed. If possible. Thank you. I will take this. Standard troop armor. This is actually pretty good. I think this might be better than what we have. It's close. It's the same armor, but it gives us more sneak instead of defense, which is actually great. She's so impressed. From the head office of Reed Thompson, symptoms of infection have now reached a critical mass. I've instructed our staff to transform the old domicile into a sick house. Plague is the reality of life on the frontier, and as spacers, we're expected to face up to reality. And the reality is that we do not carry enough medicine to treat all of you. Medical treatment is a privilege, not a right. We must strive every day to demonstrate our worthiness of that privilege. Glad I live in Canada. If you find yourself suffering the symptoms of incipient plague, the best thing you can do for yourself and your family is to don your jumpers and come to work. Work fortifies the spirit. Physical illness recapitulates spiritual weakness. Yeah, I don't like him. But we already knew that. Okay. So Thomas is outside, back at that other camp. So we can return that to him later. We'll start with Vicar Max here. Assuming that she thinks this is a good idea.
I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater.
Well, thanks.
A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even if they didn't care much for me.
Thank you.
It's a fine new day in Edgewater. The cannery hums, streetlights and faces glow. I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure if we've made the right choice, but it seemed like the right thing.
There's little point in second guessing now.
All right, thanks. Good.
Take comfort in the fact that your choices are always, ultimately, in line with the grand plan.
Right. Adelaide's greens are people. What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Miss McDevitt's been digging
Oh,
up the
right.
graveyard. She uses our dead to sweeten the earth and grow vegetables.
And that works. The results are edible. I was under the impression nothing could be grown hereabouts.
Just gotta use bodies. I mean, I didn't really check. I'm no vegetarian cannibal.
No. You're clearly a better class of... You have a superior grasp of... Well, you're different. Once the spark of life is fled, the mortal form is but unanimated matter, comprised of the same elements as the rest of the universe. We inter for the comfort of the living, not the benefit of the dead. While distasteful, I would judge Ms. McDevitt's actions beneficial to the greater good.
So Adelaide's plants don't taste good, but they're good for you?
Close enough. I'm sure you have many issues taxing your limited resources.
That's true.
You can safely place this one out of mind.
All right, thanks. Look, I got your book.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
Well, okay. I was so high and mighty preaching to the yokels about following the plan while fighting it at every turn. This book seems a little more important than what you're letting on.
There is little more important than such a precious, rare text.
Why?
I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Wasted? Why did you think that the book was going to hold these secrets you were looking for?
Okonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist School of Thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
Right. What's a philosophist?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
A vicar searching for a banned book. Doesn't that set a bad example?
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I can make myself of use to your crew.
Oh boy. What's in it for me?
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick.
Is that right?
Any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though.
Oh, I like that option.
Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
God, we're more alike than I want to admit. Is this all part of your Vicar training?
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my penitentiary term. Left many an opponent bleeding in the prison yard.
You confuse me, Max. Are you even a vicar? You aren't sounding very vicarly right now.
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied?
Okay. We'll take you.
Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
I didn't expect this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
All right, thanks. I'll take you. Would have been nice to have you in some of those other fights, let's be honest. But, you know, this is a good start. I wonder if he wouldn't have joined us until we got him that book, though. I'm guessing that's quite possible. Okay, robots in the back. Thomas with the manuals, and we have to turn in the medicine here. And I think I'm gonna give it to Abernathy. I don't need the money, and that's really all I see out of giving it to her, so.
Somebody's been running around talking about the Hope. Wonder if that's a new drug of some kind.
No, Abernathy. You could try this, though.
Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting.
Medical and dumb. Esther tells me you got a history of hypochondria. Hypochondria.
I don't know what that means. Is that some sort of medical condition? Is my plague getting worse or something?
Well, I don't know, but you obviously need this.
Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got.
All right. Oh. Listen up, Abernathy. I risked my life to save yours, so.
You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
Thanks, that's better. What was in his pockets exactly? Bit cartridges. Decent amount of bit cartridges, actually. See, now I'm worried that the Vicar is going to be judging me while I steal everybody's stuff. Because I'm not going to stop doing it. That you can be sure of. Also, we're going to need to get him some gear, aren't we? I'm going to talk to Esther, see if she says anything.
Somebody's been running around town raving about a colony ship. Plague must have gone into their brain matter.
Look, sorry, I gave that medicine to Abernathy.
I can't say I'm pleased, but what's done is done.
Oh, you're reasonable. What do you do here?
Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses.
All right, we knew this.
How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Right. Cool, well, fantastic. Before we wrap it up, let's see Vicar Max over here. So he's using a level 6 sawed-off shotgun and a level 6 telescoping staff. These seem fine. He's got some perks available. Extra hacking when he's in the party. Let's do this. And then gear-wise, dialogue skills, defense skill. I'm going to take this, if only to, like, tank our guys up a bit, you know? And then over here, we'll set his distance to medium. The one thing I don't know is, like, how do I force them... Oh, here. Okay, so let's do this. We'll keep him on ranged. And we'll keep him on... we'll put him on aggressive as well. Eventually, we might dabble in this a little bit more. He's got an ability called Trick Shot. Examines, evaluates his target, and spiritually enlightens him with a blast from his shotgun. Knocks the target to the ground, weakens, lowers all skills a considerable amount, and target takes increased plasma shock, corrosion, and N-ray damage. All right, cool. Okay, so... before we go and talk to him, we're going to return to Ludwig. And I'm hoping that we can also return to Thomas after. Because I assume that if they're all going to come here, maybe we have to go back and tell them. I don't know. But if we can pull this off with Reed... Oh, I've come out the wrong side. If we can pull this off with Reed... Man, look at this. All the graves. Then it sounds like everyone's going to come here. Definitely took the wrong door out of here. He's got a weapon bench too, right? So... What? He deserves to live. Overkill. This looks like a path straight to hell, hey, Vicar? Until we get to, like, really know this town of Edgewater, it's gonna be tough to figure out which doors I need to go in and out of to get to these correct sections faster.
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before.
I got that logic module.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical horde.
Oh yeah, this'll do it.
I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Shock stick and bit cartridge. The shock stick, oh yeah, 131 DPS. One-handed melee does stun. I'm gonna give her this instead. And then for our workbench, we are going to modify, I guess, our plasma rifle. I don't know, maybe I should be using this a lot more. This seems fine, but I have to use so many bullets. So we got that extendo sight, but I can't charge it. You know what? I'm going to put it on this one. I'm going to put the extendo sight on here. I love that it actually adds the thing too. Oh yeah, way better. Way better. All right, cool. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to take a break here. Looks like we're going to go talk to Reed. Convince him to leave somehow. That would be great. And then those guys come back and everybody's happy. And then we can say, hey, you know what? We helped this town in a huge way and now we're leaving. Bye.